Astana International Financial Centre is the new global financial hub. It is a place with a high concentration of advanced technologies that applies contemporary methods of regulation based on the English law and international arbitration rules. Watch the program Financial Centre about one of the country's most ambitious projects. In today's episode, modern trends in the financial markets, stages of development of financial centers, AIFC's information and market infrastructure. The current trends on the international financial markets require Kazakhstan to determine its position regarding the future of the country's financial system. Among the urgent tasks of the Republic of Kazakhstan is the development and strengthening of the financial market, increasing its stability and turning it into a center of attraction for the economies of the neighboring countries. One of the main world trends of the last decades is the transnationalization of investment and its interweaving with regional economies. The development in this direction led to the formation of international financial centers in the United States, Britain, Japan, Southeast Asia, and the United Arab Emirates. There is a big competition among all world financial centers for the possibility of creating the institutions for resolution of investment disputes. Such sites have been operating in London, Paris, and Stockholm for a long time. In the last 30 years, similar centers opened in Singapore and within the last 10 years in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. The decision was made that such an institution will be also created in our Astana International Financial Centre. World financial centers such as New York, London, Tokyo, Zurich, Luxembourg, Frankfurt am Main, Singapore, Shanghai, and others are centers of concentration of vast financial resources that operate as tools for regulating global financial flows. These centers include banks and specialized financial institutions that deal with international currency, financial transactions, loans, securities, and gold trading. But what allows the trading platform to become an international financial center? The requirements include a high level of economic freedom, stability of the national financial system, the effectiveness of financial instruments, the presence of active and mobile markets as a general consequence of high level of the country's economic development, the existence of an appropriate legal framework, as well as stable social climate in the home country. Both Kazakh and international experts as well as market participants agreed that Astana meets all these criteria almost by 100%.
I can see tremendous potential for Astana and the AIFC to become a hub for dispute resolution in a way which is modern, efficient, fast, and above all, incorruptible, and which will be accepted as setting the highest standards of independence.
World financial centers are part of an international market mechanism and function as tools of regulation of global capital flow. These are the centers of concentration of banks and specialized financial institutions that carry out operations with international currency, loans, finances, gold, precious metals, securities, and derivatives. The ranking of the World Financial Centers is based on a Global Financial Centers Index, GFCI. Each financial center has its own unique strengths and weaknesses. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this rating includes about 90 centers, even Almaty, and we are also working with them in trying to understand their methodology, not in order to comply with it, but rather to understand what is important for the financial center. We understand, for example, that human resources are very important for a financial center, that rules, regulations, and legal infrastructure are very important for them too. In addition, the international financial centers are gradually turning into powerful analytical, organizational, and management complexes with significant credit potential. Leading positions in the AIFC are held by companies that serve their primary needs, providing legal, audit, and management consulting services. Some financial centers are strong in certain aspects, some in the others. If we are talking about London, it is certainly associated with a developed stock exchange and developed market. If we compare Hong Kong and Singapore, they are strong in different ways. For example, Hong Kong's strength lies in the market of capital, while Singapore Stock Exchange in this respect is a little behind, but they have well-developed market of banks, management companies, and so on. There are certain stages in the development of the AIFC. First, the development of the local financial market, which then turns into a regional financial center. And next, the development of a regional financial center to the stage of the international financial market. In order for the local market to become a developed international financial center, it is necessary that the country provides support to investors at the state level, as well as creates the necessary infrastructure. Therefore, the AIFC administration has designed and is currently implementing the development strategy of the AIFC. We designed a general development strategy for the AIFC, which is rather brief and determines our priorities and our directions. Then, specifically for each direction, we worked out a separate action plan in collaboration with the government and National Bank. So we have separate roadmaps for each direction. These are our internal documents. They set internal deadlines, and in principle, we are now on schedule. In recent years, one of the main functions of the financial institutions has become the development and implementation, in conjunction with international financial organizations and leading Western states, of a long-term strategy to strengthen and expand the world financial system established at the end of the 20th century. We are developing the rules of the game in the financial markets. Also, we are modifying the legal system that regulates activities of financial institutions in order to ensure free access to financial services and markets for a maximum number of players. We have coordinated plans. As I mentioned before, we have an estimated budget, accountability, and we are working according to these plans, so there are no delays. In fact, it requires tremendous effort to organize and create everything from scratch. We understand that many things have to be set up anew because it is quite problematic to make new institutions work if they are based on old ones. That is, if we speak from the perspective of institutional economy, it is easier to start from zero than start with tools that do not work well. The country of all sheikhs, the United Arab Emirates, rapidly develops today, becoming one of the world's significant financial centers. This is happening through the effective, sustainable economy and cooperation with the markets of London, New York, and Hong Kong. Analysts believe that in the near future, the Emirates will become a global financial hub, uniting the entire region, including North and East Africa, Hindustan, Southeast Asia, the countries of the Persian and the Caspian Gulf. That is why the administration of the AIFC chose the financial center of Dubai as a reference point and a model of development. However, there have been challenges during the organizational process. The difficulty really was that we needed to put everything from scratch together. We needed to gain expertise. We had to learn a lot of things on the go. We did not have such a large budget. So if we talk about the Dubai Financial Center or the Financial Center of Abu Dhabi, they have much more resources to hire international experts. For us, actually, it was somewhat more difficult. The DIFC is supervised by the Dubai Financial Services Regulatory Agency, which issues licenses, regulates the activities of banking and financial institutions on the territory of the center. It also acts as the main guarantor of providing financial institutions with a reliable, stable, secure platform focused on growth and development. Strategic location of DIFC in Dubai makes it possible to level the time difference between London and New York in the west and Hong Kong and Tokyo in the east. We did not involve foreign consultants, that is, we do all the work ourselves. We understand that there are many areas where experts are needed, where local expertise in principle is not good enough. We are talking about stock exchange regulators. We need these experts. The thing is, the recruitment of such experts was not an easy task because we needed to find the right experts, somehow bring them to Kazakhstan and convince them that there is a promising future in Kazakhstan. In order to strengthen cooperation, the AIFC signed memorandums of understanding and cooperation with the financial institutions of the United Arab Emirates during the official visit of the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan to the UAE. Now it is a bit of a funny situation with the Dubai Financial Centre, with which we have a good partnership. We really work well together, but they take a little offense at us because we lured some good experts from them. Since the beginning, the DIFC has attracted major financial advisory firms from around the world. Within just over 1 year, more than 250 institutions opened their offices in the center, including the acclaimed international banks and financial firms. Following their model, the AIFC cooperates with the world's leading financial institutions and, at the same time, doing its best to involve professionals from Kazakhstan. It is a mutual effort, as AIFC is being built from scratch.
Вот такая ситуация. То есть первый, наверное, вызов с тем, что нам приходится все делать с нуля.
In this situation, the first challenge is probably that we have to create everything from zero. We have to learn everything on the go. On the other hand, if we do not do it from zero, it would be more difficult because the tools are not new. This is probably the biggest challenge now. But even more challenges are likely to come next year, when we will start work on the development of the stock exchange. We understand that we need to create the necessary level of liquidity, so we are going to work directly with companies when they arrive here. To solve the problem of building the infrastructure, the AIFC and Nasdaq, Inc. signed an agreement on joint development and promotion of the new Kazakhstan Stock Exchange, AIFC. On the new trading floor, it is planned to use the Nasdaq Matching Engine information system for filing and processing of applications. However, the technology will go through several stages of testing before it's officially put into operation. Nasdaq is the third largest stock exchange in the world and we believe is a reliable platform for our stock exchange. For example, I can say that the company is very actively represented in North America, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, where it is the leading partner of the international and regional centers. Notably, Nasdaq provides more than 89 markets in 50 countries with its technologies and 1 of 10 securities transactions in the world. In addition, Nasdaq is a listing site for 3,800 companies with a total market capitalization of $11 trillion. The new AIFC stock exchange will operate in accordance with the rules and requirements of English common law based on the experience of international leading exchange sites. In order for this to happen, we conducted research and selected a partner in technologies, and this partner is an American company, Nasdaq. But the management of the AIFC has not limited itself to the sheer technical agreements with international companies. On the other hand, in order to increase the purchase and liquidity, which is a key issue for our stock market, another strategic partnership was concluded, and this strategic partner was the Shanghai Stock Exchange. The Shanghai Stock Exchange, or SSE, will become a shareholder of the AIFC Stock Exchange with a 25% stake. It has been announced that cooperation with the SSE is aimed at promoting the AIFC as a regional hub for financial services as part of the global initiative of the economic belt of the Silk Road. Returning to the list of world leaders, the Nasdaq Stock Exchange ranks as the world's 3rd and the Shanghai Stock Exchange as the world's 4th company on capitalization. That is, with the world company number 3 and number 4, we agreed on active cooperation and believe that this is a very interesting combination of partners. The best technologies will be used to provide information and market infrastructure on the basis of the AIFC. The center will support the system of registration and storage of data of market participants, the necessary procedures for the implementation of financial transactions, and ensuring information security. In addition to the institutions established on the basis of the AIFC, the local and foreign participants of the center will provide vital activities of the developed market infrastructure: investment banks, reinsurance companies, various funds, consulting and information marketing companies.
Same approach, inviting foreign fintechs to come and do business here in Kazakhstan, but also help the local fintechs to go abroad, doing business in China, Russia.
No matter what model is going to be chosen by the AIFC managers as a point of reference, foreign observers are sure that in Astana it will be possible to build a modern international financial center that will stand apart.
You do not want to build up an old financial center like the other ones. You want to build up a new financial center. Why should you repeat building up the infrastructure of the past? You should build up the infrastructure of the future, right?
Today, the Kazakh national financial market has a limited capacity. It is struggling to meet the investment needs of domestic companies and lags behind in many respects from the largest financial markets in the world. In the context of growing globalization in the financial sector, Kazakhstan's companies and investors resort to the resources of the global financial services industry. Creation of an international financial center in Kazakhstan is a part of the long-term strategy that will help meet the challenges of the global competition.